Today we talk about a really good movie, and this is a movie that one of those movies I always say that I really did want to talk about a long time ago, just never had a chance to talk about it at that time when I started a YouTube thing when I was doing the video blog. But let me tell you how I come across this movie. Back in New York City, there's a place called J&R Music World, which is still around, and I was buying anime at the time, and this was during the video cassette craze. And I know it was one video cassette movie on the Japanese section next to the animes. It was called Lady Snowblood. It was also a Lone Wolf and Cub also. But Lady Snowblood, when I saw the video cassette cover for it, and I actually had one or two by the way, I looked at this video cassette cover, I was like, yo, this is badass. It was something about the name Lady Snowblood. It was just badass. And I read the description of the box, and pretty much a revenge story. And I really wanted to buy the video cassette of it instead of the anime. And I was like, the anime. I don't know what anime I was buying. If I was buying like any kind of anime that came out at the time, but at that time I saw this live action of Lace No Blood, and I really wanted to buy that instead of the anime, like I said. But the problem is the video was like $64. It was expensive. I was like, shit. And the part two was a little bit cheaper. It was like $43, I think. But either way, I decided to go back, ask for some more money. You know, mom and dad, can I borrow some money? and, I went back to JNR and I actually was going to buy the video cassette, and guess what? It was sold out. So I was like, shit, I never had a chance to watch this movie for Lady Snowblood. Many years passed by and I came across a DVD shop that was selling it. You know what I mean, guys? You from New York. You know what Harlem and shit. You know what I'm talking about. But let me just say that the guy had Lady Snowblood 1 and 2, and I finally get to see it. Now, many years pass, and guess what? I get to finally video blog it for the first time here. Of course, to the younger generation that would know about Lady Snowblood now, they're gonna know it by Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, which was like the main basis of the movie. It was pretty much based on the Lady Snowblood movie, but he just changed the story around and the style of it. But you can just tell the similarities between Lady Snowblood and Kill Bill, which you could tell Quentin Tarantino was the fan of. But before that, he's just another guy idolizing it, just like the rest of us that like this movie, Lady Snowblood. But let's get to the point of it. It's pretty much about a revenge movie about this old woman who got pregnant in the prison, had a baby girl instead of a boy, and she asked one of the female inmates that was taking care of her, pretty much she got telling her the story about why she want this child to take revenge for her, about a flashback scene when the older woman and her husband and her little son was going to a village. Her husband was pretty much like a substitute school teacher, I think, and the son and the husband got murdered. The wife of the husband got disrespected by the four gangs, like by the four group of guys. I mean, three group of guys and one woman that disrespected her. You know what I'm saying? And she had a story when she was taken by one of the gang members that she had to listen to him. She waited for her time to kill the guy, and then she was arrested, and that's when she gave birth. She slept with a lot of like a lot of security guards, because she wanted a boy, but instead she got her to go. And pretty much that's the birth of Lady Snowblood, of her character, the baby Lady Snowblood. She started growing up, but she was learned by a priest how to become a sword fighter, and then her mission was pretty much the story that she was told when she was a little girl that, hey, you're a child of vengeance, you're the devil pretty much. And she's on a quest to continue her mother's revenge by finding the other members of the gangs to kill, to avenge her mom. And each of these gang members end up having a new life. One is like still a criminal, one is like he's a gambler. One of the animals is actually a female, who's pretty much like a crime lord bitch, and the last guy is pretty much like a politician. You know, um, Lady Snowball starts killing them. You know, and killing all the people that stands in her way, and also you get to the last part when pretty much with the help of the fourth. I want to ruin if you did not see the movie. I don't want to ruin it too much, but there was a scene when a paper publisher guy is helping Lady Snowblood to publish a newspaper article about her life, about why she's doing this, and whoever reads the newspaper, one of the gang member can finally come out of the open, trying to kill the person before she becomes killed. Which the woman finally steps up, and Lady Snowblood finally found the one of the gang members, the female one, the enemy one. She goes after her, and let's just say she ended up hanging herself. But it was more story to that, about who she didn't really hang herself. The woman, the older woman, that the villainess was actually killed by another gang member from that group. And of course, when you get to the end there with the part when Lady Snowblood go for the last guy, it's going to tell more story about who the paper publisher guy really is, and how Lady Snowblood comes across going after the last guy. Um, I don't want to ruin too much. Like I said, if everybody did not see this movie, this is a really good movie, really enjoyable movie. Very old movie, by the way, of course. But Lady Snowblood is an awesome samurai movie. Blood, this classic samurai blood, revenge, good story. I actually finally read the Japanese comic book just now before I talked about this video blogging this movie for the very first time, reviewing it. Wise, I mean. So anyway, if anybody didn't see Lady Snowblood, go check it out. And also, there's a Lady Snowblood Part 2, so which I'll be talking about next. So be on the lookout.